Video game news have been dry over the last weeks, and I mean really dry, but somehow Xbox seems to keep their momentum. Just last week they reported on record-breaking console sales, they released 2 major games. Over the weekend the Halo beta took place and is the most talked topic on social media. They have shown again the impressive visuals of Forza Horizon 5 including its biomes, and the Coalition have provided an amazing looking tech demo for the Unreal Engine 5. So yeah, Xbox has a lot of the mindshare right now and it's only going to pick up from here. And today we have a lot to discuss, including how Xbox is going to keep that momentum. Hello gamers from around the world, this is Archimedes, the video game enthusiast from Germany, with a discussion-inspiring video about the Xbox momentum that seems to be on an all-time high, and we will be discussing why that is the case and how the momentum will only pick up from here over the next weeks and months. But before we discuss everything Xbox, you should treat yourself and set your player to full 4K 60 FPS to get the best audio-visual experience I can deliver to you. And while you are at it, please consider to also hit the like and subscribe button and maybe even turn on the notification bell to not miss out on future content, because in case you are enjoying yourself while watching this video, I would greatly appreciate your support. Okay, but now let's talk about how Xbox seems to be in the news constantly and why it feels like the most talked topic on social media. Let's face it, there's barely a week where Xbox fans don't have an exciting topic to talk about, and that in the middle of what is the biggest news dry streak I can remember in a long time. Just last week Microsoft had their quarterly earnings report with Xbox hardware revenue up 172% year over year this quarter, and Satya Nadella announcing that the Xbox Series X and S are the fastest selling consoles ever, with more consoles sold live to date than any previous console generation. Yeah, we will never learn what that means in absolute console numbers, because like we discussed previously here on my channel, Microsoft does not report on pure console sales numbers because Xbox is for them not just a console anymore, it's an ecosystem. However, it is very good to hear that the Xbox Series X and S are doing that well, because it can only mean that Microsoft is going to be able to invest even more in the brand, and with that in us gamers. And we should consider that these record sales numbers are happening while the Xbox Series X is still hard to get in stores because of the global shortage of semiconductors. Basically every console they manufacture is flying off the shelves, and that is happening without Microsoft having any major first-party games released in the first half of this year. But speaking of which, last week Microsoft broke the weight for the Xbox ecosystem exclusive games and released the Microsoft Flight Simulator on the Xbox Series X and S. The footage you can see here just shows you how insanely good looking that game really is. This is truly a next-gen experience, and it is impressive that it looks and runs this well on the Xbox Series X, but it also runs on the $300 or Euro console, the Series S. And it just shows you how impressive this little box is that costs only $300 and can provide such an incredible experience. But coming back to the Microsoft Flight Simulator, the technology that went into this game is truly stunning, and it has been a big topic out there in the gaming community, and I'm glad to see so many positive receptions and people just enjoying this very calming and relaxing flight simulator. And another Xbox ecosystem exclusive launched last week, The Ascent. This action RPG is a Diablo meets Cyberpunk kind of game, and I just had a spoiler-free review up on my channel that I highly recommend. And even though this game is not a big AAA budget game, it certainly looks like one, and that's truly impressive considering that this game was made by a team of 12 people. And with the launch of these 2 games, Microsoft definitely ended the narrative Xbox has no games once and for all, and Xbox got a lot of gaming related talk out there on social media and in the community. But that's not all. Over the weekend Microsoft launched the first beta for Halo Infinite, which was semi-public. You could register for the Halo Insider program, and if you were lucky enough you got an invite to take part in this beta to really test the game and iron out some of the bugs and issues. Unfortunately I was not lucky enough to receive an invite, but I know a lot of people and I see the talk out there on Twitter and whatnot, and people are really enjoying what Halo Infinite has become after the first controversial showing of the game in the year 2020. And in case you were lucky enough to be in the beta, I hope you enjoyed the game, and let me know in the comments down below if you liked Halo Infinite. And I dare say this is the most talked topic out there on social media right now. And if you think that is all that Microsoft had last week to gain momentum, we have to talk about the Forza Horizon 5 demo that they have uploaded. In that demo they have shown different biomes, and let's be frank here, this is one of the best, if not the best looking games coming. Racing games traditionally really look good, and when we played Forza Horizon 5 we all asked ourselves how can it get any better than this, but somehow they always find a way, and if you look at Forza Horizon 5, you really have to say this is close to photorealism, and it brings up the question just how good will Fable look? That game will run in the same engine and is developed by the same studio. Will Playground Games really be able to pull it off and release an open world action RPG that has this kind of graphical fidelity? And to top things off in terms of Xbox news, the Coalition, makers of the Gears of War franchise, have released a tech demo for the Unreal Engine 5 that was really impressive and is a sneak peek into the future of what we can expect in terms of graphics in this generation. I have a dedicated video on that tech demo that I can also recommend in case you are interested. So as you can see, even though actual video game news are slow these days, Microsoft somehow stays in the news and keeps the mindshare in the gaming community. And Gamescom is just around the corner, and in November Xbox will celebrate their 20th anniversary, so we can expect over the course of the next weeks a lot of other news, big and small. And speaking of big, Xbox was able to keep that momentum without bringing out the big guns. If you consider the positivity around the Xbox brand right now and think about that they have yet to release their biggest first party games or actually show them, we can imagine what will happen when Microsoft starts to show, for instance, gameplay for Hellblade 2, or when they lift the curtain on the Perfect Dark remake. What will happen when they show us Fable or Avowed in action, or Starfield? Sometimes I have the feeling that people really underestimate how big that game actually will be. Skyrim is still being played by a lot of people, and 10 years after its release it is still selling units. And that team behind Todd Howard is now making a Skyrim in space game, and this will launch in November next year exclusively in the Xbox ecosystem. But I'm digressing. The momentum for Xbox is big right now, and they have so much more that they can and will announce and show over the next weeks to stay in the news and stay relevant in the gaming community. And the games are coming out right now. In August we will get to play Psychonauts 2, followed by releases like Back 4 Blood, Halo Infinite, Forza Horizon 5, etc, etc. And with that I want to wrap it up. As you can see, Microsoft has this plan to just stay in news constantly and provides us more or less on a weekly basis with something to get excited about the brand. And with that they keep the mindshare of the gaming community. The games have started to come out, and going forward there will probably never be a time when we don't have anything to play, and all those games are coming to Game Pass, and the value you get when you invest in the Xbox ecosystem has never been bigger. It is a great time to be an Xbox gamer, or a gamer in general, cause let's face it, it is a good thing for all gamers no matter which platform you play on that Microsoft is doing well these days, because it puts pressure on the competition, and that's what is healthy for the entire gaming industry. And so I can't wait to see what kind of news we will get over the course of the next weeks. But for now, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did so, please do not forget to hit the like and subscribe button as well as the notification bell. And if you want to support the channel even further, you can become a channel member and get early access to my videos and custom made badges and emojis. And let me thank those who are already members. I'm truly humbled by your support. And now let me know in the comments down below, are you excited for the Xbox ecosystem? Have you played any of the games that came out lately? And besides here on YouTube, you can also hit me up on Twitter, where I share a lot of opinions and gaming discussions. But for now, thank you very much for watching. I see you the next time, and game on!